Hi, I'm Shannon O'Lear. I am a certified infant aquatic survival specialist and owner of Little Loggerhead Swim School here in Columbia. Drowning is the leading cause of death for children under the age of 4, and it's the second leading cause of accidental death for children under the age of 14, according to the Centers for Disease Control. We all think drowning can't happen to us until it does.
My name is Kelly Fici,
And I'm Jared Fici.
and our daughter Kylie is 5 years old, and James is 3 years old. We're here today to talk about our son who had a non fatal drowning accident last summer. It was on August 21st, the solar eclipse day.
We came to watch the solar eclipse. Everybody hang out at the pool, cook out, grill out, have a great time. Some neighborhood kids were here. Kelly's sister, our best friends who own the place here.
I was outside with our daughter Kylie and my sister and her daughter and my best friend Ann, and we were already eating, sitting at the side of the pool.
They were outside. I was inside. He was supposed to be with me. Um, like I said, she said, took his floaties off, dried them off so he wasn't getting everything wet inside.
A big gust of wind had came and knocked over the umbrella and the table that we were sitting around, and phones fell in the pool. I mean, everything that was on that table fell into the pool. So we were struggling to get everything out of the pool and lift the umbrella back up out. And so I think at that point, sometime when that was going on, is when James slipped back into the pool, and he most likely just walked in thinking that he could swim because he had had his floaty on that entire day. I was walking in and I hear Dylan, my best friend's 7-year-old son, screaming, "You guys, James, you guys, James." And I remember turning and seeing him hold him in the pool. Like, he was just holding him, and he was blue and not breathing. And I've never, like, felt so helpless in my entire life. So, and my best friend was actually, like, right next to the pool. I think she jumped in and grabbed him and then, like, passed him to me, and we laid him on the ground, and I was just screaming at God to, like, save him and not take him from us. And Ian started performing CPR on him.
Came running outside, and Ann had already started doing a series or two of CPR right over my right shoulder in the grass here. And ran over, and we started doing it together. She did compressions. I was doing the breathing, checking the vitals. I don't know which cycle was. It was later in the cycles with no responses that this wave of dread came over me, and it started running into my head that this is taking too long. He should be back by now. And he, when he bit my lip, it gave me hope. It gave me the want to try harder, to fight harder for, and to get rid of that dread and just keep going. And he came back a cycle or two afterwards, and to hear that cough, to see him take a breath on his own, it's it's an amazing feeling. It's a weight off your shoulder, but then another dark cloud starts coming over your head instantly, because it's not just okay, he's breathing, we have him back. It's how much of him do we have back? You know, how much brain damage, if any, did he receive? Did he have? It's a whole nother set of worries starts coming over you.
I know for me, when they, said that we could take him home, I was just relieved and, like, happy just to be home and get him back in his, routine and natural environment. But I was just so thankful, but I was also still worried that, there was something that was going to come up, or, something wasn't going to be right.
So after talking to the doctor and finding out, her best guess, educated guess, minute and a half of his heart being stopped, between the amount of cycles of CPR we had to do, once you start adding it together, just the CPR alone was probably 2 minutes, give or take, plus or minus, along with potentially a minute, minute and a half under with no heartbeat. We were about 30 seconds away from that 4 minute mark where severe brain damage can really start kicking in. The doctor did flat out say if we didn't know CPR, we wouldn't have a son.
I had looked into getting the kids into swim lessons with Little Loggerhead Swim School last spring, which was something that we were always very adamant about, having them know how to swim and be strong swimmers, and so they're safer around water. And with our schedules last summer or last spring, between work and just other extracurricular activities that the kids were in, it was just a big challenge. And in hindsight, I just sort of made excuses as to, I can't go all the way from Chapin to the Northeast, and I'd have to get them out of school early. And, it was just one thing after another. So I sort of put it off thinking we'll do it later in the year. Since both Kylie and James just completed their survival swim training with Shannon at Little Loggerheads, I feel much more confident with them around water and around the pool. I know that they have the skills and the knowledge to save themselves, or at least call for help, if they get to that point. So, and we do too. I mean, we got in the pool with them and learned how to reinforce the skills that they have learned so that we can continue to do that even after the lessons are over. And I think it's helped us, our confidence levels in them and ourselves, around having them around water and knowing what to do. I think for me, if there was one thing that I could tell the parent of really any age child, an infant all the way up to elementary school, if they don't know how to swim, I feel like you need to make it a priority to get them into some sort of survival swim lessons.
We are drowning prevention specialists, and while there's no such thing as drown proofing, we give your child a fighting chance when it comes to the biggest threat to their lives. We start training children as young as 6 months old. I'm Shannon O'Lear, owner of Little Loggerhead Swim School. Call us today because your child may not get a second chance.